Most people waste their lives waiting for the right time, the right mood, or worse, the right person to tell them you're good enough. And that's the trap. That's the sickness. You spend years sitting in neutral, stuck, paralyzed, because you're holding out for someone else to give you permission to go full throttle. But the truth is nobody's coming. No one's going to knock on your door and hand you your potential. No one's going to beg you to rise up and change your life. They're too busy dealing with their own problems. So if you're sitting around thinking someone's going to validate your dream or cheer you into discipline, you're already behind. The second you stop looking outward for validation, everything shifts. Suddenly, you realize you don't need someone to believe in you. You need to believe in you. You don't need someone to clap for you. You clap for yourself. Because the moment you start depending on the noise around you to feel worthy, you're already losing. The noise fades. People change. Some days they'll love you. Other days they'll ignore you. If that's what your self-worth is built on, you're in trouble. You're building your house on sand. You've got to find something internal, something solid, something untouchable. Because when you stop caring about whether people approve, you start moving different. You stop wasting time trying to fit in, trying to please everyone. You start creating from a place of raw, honest energy. That's where the real fire is. That's where your power comes from. You become the kind of person who's not swayed by applause or silence. Because you know who you are. You know what you're about. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. That's the level you need to get to. Where your actions speak so loud, you don't even need to explain. Where your routine doesn't change based on how many followers you have or how much love you're getting. You get up, you grind, you execute because you said you would. Because you're chasing something bigger than attention. You're chasing freedom. And freedom only comes when you cut the cord from needing anyone to clap for you. The people around you, they might not get it. They might laugh. They might judge. Let them sit on the sidelines and watch while you build, while you train, while you grind. And when the results show up, don't expect congratulations. Don't look for a standing ovation. Keep your head down and keep going. Because if you need people to notice every step of your growth, you'll stay addicted to their approval, and that's poison. Detach. Let go of the need to be understood. Let go of the fantasy that someone will show up and say, "Now's your time." You decide when it's your time. You create your moment. And when you get there, when the work pays off, don't let your ego get fat. Stay hungry. Stay grounded. Because the mission was never about praise. It was about becoming who you were always meant to be. And the only person who can give you permission to do that is you. Everybody wants strength, but no one wants to go through what actually builds it. Everyone wants to be tough until life punches them in the gut. And when it does, most people fall apart. They break down. They cry out, "Why me?" But that's the wrong question. It's never, "Why me?" It's, "What now?" Because that pain you're feeling, that betrayal, that disappointment, that's the forge. That's the place where the strongest version of you gets made. You don't grow when everything's smooth. You grow when it all goes sideways, and you're forced to find something inside you that you didn't even know existed. People will lie to your face. Some of the ones closest to you will stab you in the back. That's just how it is. It's not fair. It's not pretty. But it's real. And you can either let it break you or build you. You can either drown in it or use it like a goddamn fuel source. Betrayal burns. Yeah, it hurts like hell, but it also clears the path. It shows you who's real. It shows you who you can actually trust. More importantly, it shows you what you're made of when the safety net is gone. It's easy to stay disciplined when life's easy. It's easy to feel confident when everyone's clapping, but when the rug gets pulled out, when people walk away, when they turn their backs on you, that's when the real work starts. That's when you either rise or collapse. And most people collapse, not because they're weak, because they weren't ready to suffer. They weren't prepared to lose. But here's the truth. Suffering is part of the process. If you're trying to avoid pain, you're avoiding growth. If you're looking for a shortcut around heartbreak and failure, you're never going to be strong. Strength isn't given. It's earned in those ugly, lonely moments when you've got every reason to quit, but you don't. When your heart's shattered, but you still show up. When your body's wrecked, but you still train. That's when you harden your mind. That's when you build something real inside yourself. Pain doesn't just break you. It reshapes you. It carves you into something sharper, tougher, more dangerous. You want to be unshakable. You've got to be broken first. Yeah. That's how the process works. You stop trusting blindly. You stop expecting people to save you. You stop needing things to go your way. And that's not bitterness. That's power. That's control. You become aware. You become focused. You learn to rely on yourself in a way most people never will, because most people avoid pain at all costs. And in doing that, they avoid transformation. But if you can walk through it, if you can take the hit and keep going, you come out on the other side with something no one can fake. Experience, not theory, not motivation, but truth, earned truth. So don't run from betrayal. Don't run from the loss. Use it. Let it rip you apart if it has to, but make damn sure when you put yourself back together, you're unrecognizable. Make sure you come back smarter, harder, and more locked than ever before. That's the game. Pain shows up to test you. Your job is to pass. Not by surviving, but by evolving. Every time someone breaks you, you rebuild. Stronger, sharper, less dependent, more dangerous. That's what strength really is. People love to talk. They'll tell you they've got your back. They'll say they're proud of you. They'll promise to support you, be there, ride with you no matter what. But here's the truth. Talk is cheap. Words are easy. They don't cost anything. You want to know who's real. It's watch what they do when you start winning, not when you're struggling, not when you're still on the ground trying to get your footing. That's easy. People love the underdog until the underdog starts doing better than them. When you start making progress, when your habits tighten up, your body changes, your mindset shifts, people change too. Suddenly, the compliments stop. The calls slow down. The energy gets weird. Why? Because your growth makes them uncomfortable. It reminds them of everything they're not doing. It forces them to confront the fact that they've been wasting time playing small, pretending they're okay with mediocre. And now you're out there proving that they could have leveled up too, but didn't. That stings. So they pull back. Not always out of hate, sometimes out of their own shame, but don't get it twisted. It's still a lesson. You've got to stop listening to what people say and start watching what they do. Do they show up when it matters? Do they push you to be better, or do they subtly pull you back down so they can feel taller? Do they disappear when things get real? Or worse, do they stick around but start planting little seeds of doubt, little backhanded compliments, little jokes that are really just their fear disguised as humor? Pay attention. That's the stuff that tells you the truth. And here's the key. You can't get emotional about it. You can't take it personally, because the moment you let other people's energy dictate your path, you lose control. You've got to stay locked in on your vision regardless of who claps. You're not doing this for a round of applause. You're doing this because you said you would. You're doing this because the alternative, staying the same, is unacceptable. You don't need a crowd. You need a mission. There's something powerful about walking into a room full of people who said you'd never make it and not needing to say a word. Just let the results speak. Let the discipline speak. Let the calm in your presence speak louder than any speech ever could. Because that kind of energy, it's undeniable, and they'll feel it. Even the ones who act like they don't, especially them. You've got to move different, quiet, focused, dangerous. Stop announcing every plan. Stop waiting for recognition. Stop giving away your fire to people who wouldn't even light a match for you. Keep your circle tight, keep your standards high, and most importantly, you will keep your eyes on behavior, not noise. Because the people who really believe in you, they won't have to say it over and over. You'll see it in how they show up, how they support, how they grow with you, not against you. This isn't about being paranoid, being aware. It's about moving smart in a world full of fake praise and quiet envy. Trust isn't given freely. It's earned through consistent, proven actions. Don't let pretty words fool you. In this game, silence can be just as loud. And loyalty doesn't need a microphone. It proves itself in the dark when no one's watching. Watch close. There comes a point where you stop asking for help and just handle it. Not because you don't want support, but because you've learned that depending on it weakens you. It's not about pushing people away. It's about pulling yourself together. You stop being the guy who waits for motivation, for the perfect mood, for the right alignment of stars. You just show up every damn day, whether you feel like it or not. That's where the real power is. Not in hype, not in inspiration, but in ownership. You become your own power source. No more looking around, waiting for someone to light a fire under you. You are the fire. You are the push. You are the one who drags yourself out of bed, laces up, and gets it done. Even when nobody's watching, even when no one cares. And the crazy thing is, that's when it starts working. When it's no longer about proving something to anyone else. When it's no longer about some trophy or title. When it's just about being better than you were yesterday. In silence, in grind mode, it's in full control. You want to become dangerous, stop outsourcing your discipline. Most people stay stuck because they think they need someone to hold them accountable. But if you need babysitting to chase your goals, you don't really want them. You're just playing. You're just cosplaying ambition. The ones who win, they hold themselves to a brutal standard. They don't wait for Monday. They don't need a new year. Every day is game day. Every day is war. And it's not loud. It's not flashy. It's just ruthless consistency. There's a switch flips when you finally realize no one is coming to save you. You stop complaining. You stop blaming. You stop waiting for some magical motivation to show up. You accept the raw truthing this is on you. Your results are your responsibility. Your habits, your mindset, your actions. All of it. That moment of ownership. That's the moment you become lethal. Because now the excuses die. The victim mentality gets buried. And all that's left is forward motion. Don't get it twisted. It's lonely at first. Taking full responsibility means there's no one else to blame. It means when you screw up, it's your fault. But it also means when you succeed, it's yours too. It means every inch you gain is earned, not gifted, not handed over. Earned through sweat, pain, and discipline that doesn't need a cheer squad. You get to a place where the silence is your training ground and the suffering is your coach. And here's the beauty of I think, once you become your own source, nobody can take it away from you. No one can cancel you. No one can drain you. You're not plugged into their opinions or their validation. You're fully self-powered. And that's freedom. It's a real freedom, not comfort, not safety, but raw, unshakable freedom. You don't fear failure because you know you'll get back up. You don't fear criticism because you know what you're made of. You don't crave recognition because you've already given yourself the approval you were chasing. Be the one who moves without noise, who executes without applause, who powers forward, fueled by nothing but your own relentless drive. Because when you become the kind of person who doesn't need anything to stay on track, not praise, not permission, not company, you become untouchable. That's when the world starts noticing. Not because you asked for it, but because results speak louder than talk ever could. There's this idea floating around that being kind means being soft. That if you're compassionate, you must be weak. And that couldn't be more wrong. Real kindness comes from strength. It comes from confidence. It comes from knowing exactly who you are and what you stand for, and not needing to crush others to feel powerful. But here's the catch. You can be kind and still get destroyed if you're not aware, if you're naive, if you think everyone has good intentions just because you do. You're setting yourself up to get blindsided. The world isn't built on fairy tales. Not everyone is on your side. Some people will smile in your face while plotting behind your back, not because they're evil, but because they're scared, insecure, or jealous. They'll see your kindness as an opening, a weakness, a chance to manipulate you. And if you're not paying attention, if you let your guard down too far, they'll get in. They'll take advantage. They'll chip away at your boundaries, little by little, until you start losing yourself just to keep them happy. That's why you've got to be sharp. You've got to be alert. You've got to carry your kindness with a blade. Be the person who's generous, who listens, who helps, but don't let that blind you. Don't confuse connection with loyalty. Don't assume just because someone seems nice, they are. Nice is easy to fake. Actions are not. Watch how people treat you when there's nothing in it for them. Watch how they act when you say, no. That's when you see the truth. Being aware doesn't make you cold. It makes you powerful. It gives you options. It allows you to navigate the world without getting eaten alive. You can still love deeply. You can still give freely, but now you do it on your terms. You don't beg for love. You don't chase approval. You know your worth, and you give out access based on earned trust, not good vibes. You've been burned before, and instead of letting that make you bitter, you let it make you smarter. See, once you've been through enough lies, enough fake friends, enough situations where you gave too much and got nothing back, you stop moving through life like a victim. You start making strategic moves. You start choosing who gets your energy instead of throwing it at everyone hoping something sticks. That's not cold. That's wisdom. That's learning from the pain without letting it poison you. The most dangerous people are the ones who have both heart and clarity, who can care but not be manipulated, who can forgive but not forget, who can offer help but also walk away when it's not respected. That's the balance. That's the edge. And not a lot of people have it. Most are either too closed off, afraid to connect, or too open, desperate to be liked. Neither works. You need to live in that middle, kind, but not blind, giving, but guarded, open, but observant. Because at the end of the day, your peace, your energy, your purpose, they're too valuable to be handed out to just anyone. You don't owe anyone blind trust. You don't owe everyone access to your life. Be kind, yes, always, but back it up with awareness, move with intention, and never, ever let your kindness be a reason for someone to think you can't defend yourself. That's not weakness. That's strength with boundaries. And that's the version of you the world needs.